Programs are meant to enhance your PC, making it more powerful, efficient, and versatile. But have you ever wondered if some of them do more harm than good? In this video, I'll share a list of commonly used programs I personally steer clear of. These are my opinions backed by solid reasons to help you make the most informed decisions for your setup. Let me be clear, this isn't about bashing any program or company. My goal is to prioritize you, the user, and ensure that if you choose to use these tools, you're armed with the best possible judgment. If you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps our little channel grow. And please drop a comment below with the programs you avoid, as your insights could help someone else make a better choice. This may be a long one, and I have left timestamps below. So, feel free to skip around. And in no particular order, let us get started. We start with Zoom, a very controversial one, I must admit, especially since it has become the go-to for video conferencing. But behind its convenience lies a history of serious privacy and security concerns. And the facts make it difficult for me to skip this one. Let's start with one of the most alarming incidents. In 2019, Zoom's Mac app installed a hidden web server on users' computers. This web server could turn on your webcam without your explicit consent, allowing malicious actors to force you into calls and activate your camera. Even if you uninstalled Zoom, this rogue server stayed behind, making it nearly impossible for the average user to remove. It took an Apple update to forcibly delete it from user systems. Zoom's history doesn't stop there. In 2020, the term Zoom bombing entered our vocabulary as strangers hijack meetings. And let's not forget that Zoom routed some calls through servers in China, raising major privacy concerns. The company also faced backlash for falsely claiming end-to-end encryption when it wasn't actually implemented at the time. Beyond these glaring issues, Zoom's installer integrates deeply with systems, even adding kernel-level drivers, which open up potential backdoors for exploitation. Here's something most people don't realize. Zoom tracks user behavior during meetings, like attention levels, without clear notification. It also collects extensive metadata about your calls, and with its history, you should be scared this may potentially be shared with third parties. Zoom might offer convenience, but its history of security vulnerabilities and privacy missteps make it hard to trust. If you're looking for alternatives, Cisco WebEx is a solid choice, or even Microsoft Teams, if you don't mind sticking with the Microsoft ecosystem. Avast became popular for its free antivirus protection, but overwhelming evidence suggests you should stay clear of this one. In 2020, Avast faced massive backlash when its subsidiary JumpShot was caught selling user browsing data to major corporations. And this wasn't vague analytics. They monetized highly specific details, including the websites you visited, your search terms, and even your shopping habits. Imagine trusting antivirus software to protect you, only for it to sell your data to the highest bidder. The scandal exposed Avast's embedded tracking pixels and data collection techniques, which extended far beyond antivirus needs. This isn't just about safety, it's about ethics. On top of that, Avast's aggressive marketing tactics are the stuff of nightmares. Frequent pop-ups, manipulative upselling, and borderline scareware techniques turn the user experience into a circus act. Even more concerning are Avast's own security vulnerabilities. In 2020, critical flaws were discovered that could allow remote code execution, opening doors for hackers to compromise systems that were supposedly protected. Let's just say that the days of trusting Avast as a simple antivirus are long gone. LastPass is one we cannot skip over. For years, it was a popular choice for managing passwords securely. But cracks began to show, and by 2022, those cracks turned into full-blown breaches. In August and December of that year, attackers managed to steal encrypted password vaults, along with customer emails, billing data, and even password hints. Alarmingly, the stolen vaults mean that hackers now have all the time in the world to attempt decryption. This exposed the fact that LastPass's encryption practices weren't as robust as they should have been. Some vault data, like website URLs, was stored unencrypted, providing hackers with valuable context for targeted attacks. Another reason why you must stay clear of this one is the centralized cloud storage model. Having all your passwords in one place is convenient, but creates a single point of failure. If the vault is compromised, your entire digital identity could be exposed in one go. LastPass has also lost user trust through other means, like stripping features from the free tier and forcing users to pay for essentials. Add to that poor communication during breaches, and you've got a recipe for mistrust. LastPass's repeated breaches, flawed encryption, and eroded trust make it hard to recommend. Instead, consider alternatives like Bitwarden, an open-source password manager, or local solutions like KeePass. Next is QuickTime. And funny as it sounds, yes, a lot of people still use QuickTime on Windows. It might seem harmless, but keeping this outdated software on your PC is a security risk waiting to happen. Let me explain why. Apple officially stopped supporting QuickTime for Windows back in 2016. That means no security patches, leaving the software wide open to exploitation by hackers. If you're still using it, you're essentially leaving the doors unlocked on your digital house. Performance-wise, QuickTime isn't optimized for modern systems, and its functionality is redundant. Better and safer tools like VLC Media Player can handle all your video playback needs without the risks. Hanging on to QuickTime might seem harmless, but the risks far outweigh any benefits. Moving on. You may remember when Adobe Flash powered the web's coolest games and animations? Well, those days are long gone, and keeping Flash or Shockwave on your PC now does more harm than good. Adobe officially ended support for Flash in 2020, and modern browsers have already ditched it. These programs are now obsolete and riddled with unpatched security vulnerabilities. Cybercriminals can exploit them to install malware or steal your data. There's no practical reason to keep them. Most websites have transitioned to safer, faster technologies like HTML5. Adobe Flash and Shockwave are relics of the past. If they're still on your PC, pause this video, uninstall them now, and come back. And just to save time, you may add discontinued tools like Microsoft Silverlight, Java Applets, Real Player, Internet Explorer, DirectX 9, and Netscape Navigator to the list of apps never to install. You've probably heard of CCleaner and other registry cleaners that promise to speed up your PC, but in reality, they can do more harm than good. The registry is one of the most sensitive parts of your computer, and to be honest, the average PC user should not ever have a reason to tamper with it, unless of course you plan to bite more than you can chew. These tools claim to clean up and use registry entries, but that can break software and even prevent Windows from booting properly. Plus, CCleaner itself has faced major security breaches in recent years. However, the bigger issue I have with registry cleaners, especially CCleaner, is that they have a tendency to bundle other installations you never asked for. This is dishonest and very intrusive, and there is simply no need to trust an organization that believes this is okay. Modern versions of Windows already have built-in tools like Disk Cleanup and Storage Sense that do a safer, more effective job without risking system stability. Don't let third-party cleaners fool you. Stick with the built-in tools for a smoother, safer experience. When it comes to antivirus programs, Norton and McAfee are some of the most well-known names, but they're also some of the most bloated and inefficient. First up, Norton used to be a reliable antivirus in its early days, but over time, it became a bloated suite with unnecessary extras like VPNs and firewalls. While it offers a bunch of features, it consumes a huge amount of system resources. Plus, its malware detection has faltered in recent years, with numerous threats slipping through its cracks. Not to mention, in 2019, Norton faced a breach that exposed customer information, highlighting serious security concerns. McAfee isn't much better. It has been criticized for its high resource usage and has had security lapses of its own. In 2020, A flaw in McAfee's software left users exposed to malware attacks by failing to properly scan and quarantine threats. Both companies have also been linked to various phishing scams, with fraudsters using fake subscription renewal emails to target unsuspecting users. And if you think their additional features like VPNs will keep you safer, think again. I have no trust in them, and maybe you shouldn't. For a lighter, more effective solution, stick with Windows security. This should suffice for the regular PC user. Once the king of torrenting, uTorrent has fallen from grace, and if you're still using it, you're putting your system at serious risk. First, let's talk about its history of bundling adware and spyware. uTorrent often installs extra programs alongside itself, many of which you didn't ask for. Worse still, in 2015, uTorrent was caught including a hidden cryptocurrency miner in its updates, which secretly used your system's resources to generate revenue for them. Imagine your PC working overtime, your electricity bill going up, and you not even knowing why. uTorrent has also been plagued by intrusive ads and a lack of transparency. Every click feels like stepping through a minefield of pop-ups and sketchy banners. Hardly the experience you want from a program on your PC. Security isn't much better. Its closed-source nature means there's no way to verify what's really going on under the hood, forcing you to take their claims at face value. I'm not saying that closed source is always bad, but this one has a bad rep already. Here's something most people don't realize. Those bundled programs in uTorrent can collect your data and sell it without your knowledge. That free torrent client, it might be costing you your privacy. In this case, the open-source BitTorrent is a better option. It is free of ads and far more secure. It also offers an interface similar to uTorrent, so the switch is painless. Next is Kaspersky Antivirus. Depending on who you ask, it is one of the most trusted names in cybersecurity, or a tool you should think twice about. This one is as divisive as it gets, and here's why. Let's start with its reputation. Kaspersky is often ranked among the top antivirus programs, offering robust protection and advanced threat detection. But its controversy comes from something far more serious than performance. Multiple reports have linked Kaspersky to Russian intelligence agencies, with allegations that its software could be used for surveillance or data exfiltration. In fact, the U.S. government banned Kaspersky in 2017, citing national security concerns. While Kaspersky has denied these claims, the connection is hard to ignore, especially given ongoing geopolitical tensions. And here's the challenge. It's all about perspective. If you focus solely on the antivirus's technical capabilities, Kaspersky stands tall. But if you weigh potential privacy concerns, the better safe than sorry rule might apply here. For many, sentiments about the Russia-Ukraine conflict shape whether they trust or distrust the service. I personally stay clear just to avoid a had-I-known moment, but I am curious to know your thoughts on this. So, please share in the comments. Another group of apps you must avoid are Wi-Fi speed boosters. Wi-Fi speed-up apps promise to optimize your network and deliver blazing fast internet. But here's the reality. They don't actually increase your internet speed. Your Wi-Fi speed is dictated by your internet service provider plan and the hardware you're using, factors these apps can't magically change. Most of these apps are little more than glorified network analyzers. At best, they can help you switch to less congested Wi-Fi channels, which modern routers can already do automatically. At worst, they're a gateway for intrusive ads, unnecessary permissions, or even malware. Worse still, they manipulate network settings in ways that might temporarily stabilize your connection and often end up causing more harm than good, like throttling certain applications or draining system resources. Here's a fun experiment. Instead of using one of these apps, check your internet speed at a site like fast.com before and after using a speed booster. You'll likely notice no difference at all. I'll recommend you focus on practical improvements like upgrading your router, using wired connections, or adjusting your router placement. And if you really want insights into your network, Stick to reliable tools like NetSpot or your router's built-in interface. Next on the list is pirated software. They might seem like a shortcut to save money, but trust me, it's a trap you don't want to fall into. Let's unpack why using pirated software could be the worst decision for your PC and your data. First off, pirated software is a breeding ground for malware. From hidden keyloggers to ransomware, these programs can silently steal your data or lock you out of your own files. Next is their reliability. Cracked versions often lack critical updates and patches, leaving your system vulnerable to exploits. Plus, compatibility issues can lead to crashes, corrupt files, and lost work. And don't forget legality. Using pirated software violates copyright laws, potentially leading to fines or legal trouble. So, instead of risking it, try free, open-source tools. So, LibreOffice in place of Microsoft Word, GIMP for Adobe Photoshop, or Blender for Autodesk Maya or Cinema 4D. These provide robust functionality without compromising your security or integrity. Remember, pirated software isn't just unethical. It's a ticking time bomb for your PC. Stick with trusted legal tools, and you'll save yourself a world of trouble in the long run. Adobe Acrobat Reader is a go-to for most folks. But this software is more of a liability than a necessity. Adobe Acrobat Reader has been a cybersecurity headache for years. It consistently ranks among the most exploited applications. In 2023 alone, Adobe patched numerous high-severity vulnerabilities that allowed remote code execution, arbitrary file writes, and even full system compromise. With an average of 50 to 60 critical updates annually, it's clear this software remains a hacker's favorite playground. And why? PDFs are prime targets. Acrobat Reader's complex rendering engine opens the door to Trojan horse attacks, drive-by downloads, and phishing schemes. It's a ticking time bomb for unsuspecting users. Beyond security, there's Adobe's penchant for invasive data collection. Did you know it tracks your document opening habits and sends that data back to its servers? These practices raise serious privacy concerns, especially with minimal transparency on how this data is used. But that's not all. Acrobat Reader's installation process sneaks in bloatware, like browser extensions, unwanted cloud services, and additional Adobe software. Even if you manage a clean install, its resource-heavy nature bogs down your system, eating up memory and CPU power. This tool might still be popular, but its vulnerabilities, privacy concerns, and bloated features make it hard to recommend. The last category of programs you should never use are shopping extensions, especially those ones that will find you the best deals. Shopping extensions track everything: your browsing habits, purchase behaviors, even your financial transactions. Behind the scenes, they compile detailed user profiles, logging every website you visit and every item you search for. This data can often land in the hands of third-party marketing platforms, turning your private habits into a goldmine for advertisers. But the risks don't stop at privacy. Many shopping extensions are developed by unverified third-party companies with minimal oversight. They have broad access to your browser, enabling them to inject malware, perform man-in-the-middle attacks, or even intercept sensitive financial data. And here's the worst part. There's little to no regulation ensuring these extensions are safe. Once installed, they're like ticking time bombs in your browser, ready to exploit any opportunity. The truth is, in many cases, shopping extensions cost you far more than they save. Your privacy, security, and peace of mind are worth more than a slight discount. You should never use them. Instead, try manual coupon searches or trusted deal websites. Before we wrap up, let me throw in a few notable mentions that you should absolutely be wary of. WeatherBug, toolbars from any source, unofficial Minecraft launchers, unofficial driver update tools, free PDF converters, and browser extensions from unknown developers. These are all red flags for your system's security and performance. Now, I want to hear from you. What tools or programs do you avoid like the plague? Share your thoughts in the comments. They might just inspire a part 2 of this video. Until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and stay protected.